YouTube, what is up? Today we are doing Swiss Stage 2 Pickems, and we're not doing great. We're 50%. We flame Platchat for being human coins with their prediction, and at the moment we are the human coin. Let's try and change that. Well, let's do a little quick recap. G2 completely owned Trace. Trace didn't show anything too new. So I think when you have like 30 days and everyone else had 10 days, probably have to try and do some new stuff. Maybe they have it on some other maps. EDG against Liquid. Liquid messed up their split, and then EDG just kind of wrecked them. I think Liquid's map pool has been exposed, and I'm worried for them just because I think they have 3 bad maps at the moment, and I'm not sure that gets you that far in a Masters. EDG also 2 new comps, and on a map that I thought they didn't need to have a new comp because I thought they're relatively good at split, so that is very good sign for them going forward. Vitality against T1, it was a little bit sloppy by both teams, to be honest. T1 should have won Fracture. Vitality, I mean, they couldn't deal with Durka's op on defense, and T1 messed up some brutal rounds, and I'm worried for T1. I really am, because they also think their bind is incredible, and I just don't think their bind's that good. Vitality had a good game plan coming into that. And then we had DRX against Sentinels. DRX changed up 2 comps. The Lotus one was awesome. They did the G2 comp, but with a Cypher, and then you had a Mako double duelist sending it. Well, I say double duelist. He was playing Omen, but he's playing it like a duelist. With some double TP plays is what I meant to say. So, Swiss Stage round 2, DRX against Vitality. Let's have a little look at this. So we had DRX map pool against Vitality's map pool. So did we do a sheet on this? We did a sheet. Sorry for the flashbang. I just wrecked you all. So DRX Vitality. This is roughly what I have down. So let's move these up here so we can get everything on. So DRX are going to get rid of Haven, most likely is what I'm thinking. I did a question mark here. I honestly, there's so many options where they can go. The Vitality ban of Power is very easy. Then I don't really know what's going to happen. DRX, they're going to pick Abyss. I feel like DRX are winning. I mean, they're either going to pick Pearl, which isn't that good, or they're just going to pick Abyss. And I think Vitality haven't played Pearl at all, and it is 100% their permaban. So I don't think they can float it, even though DRX don't have the best Pearl, in my opinion. So that's a rough map, because I think DRX are the best in the world at Abyss, so Vitality's going to have to come in with some good anti, but they also have the advantage of Lotus/Bind as their pick, which I think they could win. Basically, I can't really work out the map call, because DRX is doing so many curveballs, and Vitality are like relatively good on majority of the maps, apart from obviously their permaban. So I just did it like this. DRX, in my opinion, are going to win Abyss, Split, Fracture, and Pearl. Obviously, Pearl's the permaban. Then you got Vitality winning on Bind and Haven, and then Lotus is a 50-50. And when I look at it like that, like obviously you would look at some of these and be like, this is like a 70-30, right? And then this is probably more like a 60-40, but there's still like the bias is there. So with that said, I'm going to go with DRX. They just have a better map pool for this at the moment. They just look together as a team. It's hard for me to argue against how they're looking, even though I think Vitality have better individuals across the board, because honestly, Freeing's looking like the best at the moment. I'm gonna back DRX on this one. I think they're underdogs, but I rate how they're playing at the moment. I think they're looking good. I think they have a good read now. They're doing Breach, Teo, and I think they just put in so much work in there. If Vitality win, it's just because of the individuals, I think. Or it could be down to really good anti-strat if they can somehow win Abyss. But I just think DRX are going to be a map up, most likely. Vitality have a really good chance if they get Lotus third map, is where I view it. Then we got EDG against G2. Dude, I tried to work out the veto on this one, and then I ended up just giving up just because EDG are doing so many curveballs. Basically, what's going to happen is you're going to have minus Abyss, minus, I don't know, for G2, maybe Bind. I would say G2 might even ban Haven at the moment with how good EDG looked on Haven before this. I'm just going to go with my gut that G2 is the best at this tournament. That's what my gut's been telling me the whole time. I'm going to just back it. The fact that EDG maybe have new comps on every single map might win them this one. Like, I think this one's really close. Out of all of these games, I think G2 EDG is probably where I'm least confident, to be honest. Which is going to be mad because I'm going to probably pick Trace against T1 as well. Okay, we're going to lock that one in just because, again, I just think G2 just looks so good at the moment. EDG don't really know where they're going with the veto on this one because I have no idea that in the 30 days it looks like they've been pracking loads and they start to use loads of Teo. So we're going to lock that one in. And then we got T1 against Trace. And dude, I think Trace, I can't pick T1 with how they look right now. And I know the Trace didn't look good today, but I just can't pick them. They looked so bad on Fracture today. On a map that they're like meant to be good at, and then they think their bind is really good, and their bind just isn't good. So, because I think honestly here Trace might pick bind, but because T1 think their bind is good, it might be third map, and Trace is gonna win bind, and then Trace will also win split, and then Trace will also could maybe pick would Trace win split? I think we haven't seen Trace play split. I'm not entirely sure. I think with this one, I just can't pick T1 with what I've seen. Is basically where I'm at. I think that this is what I had for map pool. Again, this was relatively hard. I think that T1 should be picking Lotus, even though Trace is really good at Lotus. Maybe they didn't show it against G2, but I just think G2 looked really, really good. I think that when we look at the ban here, we get this up. T1 against Trace. When we look at the ban here, like Trace are gonna get rid of Fracture, and that's one of T1's better maps. So when you kind of think of it like that, they're pretty good. Trace play all 7 maps as well. Like, but I imagine they get rid of Fracture just because it makes sense here. So the Abyss getting banned isn't too bad for Trace, and then I kind of think that they'll win on Pearl. I think they'll win on Bind. I think Lotus is maybe slightly favored to T1 just because of their comp, and I think Haven should be really close, and I don't know about Split, but the map pool, in my opinion, is leaning towards Trace. So I'm going to go with Trace on this one. And then we got Sentinels Liquid. And Sentinels Liquid is a weird one because, dude, the map pool's all over the place with this one. So basically, in my opinion, Liquid have a bad Fracture, probably Lotus and Pearl. That's where I'm at the moment, and so that means that Lotus and Pearl are going to get picked. But I think Sentinels don't really have a good Abyss, but they've also proven that they can anti on Abyss. So I think that probably they're gonna ban Haven because it didn't look that good. It looked like they've been practicing for 1 day, and they're probably gonna play Abyss. Sorry, yeah, they're probably going to play Abyss. So unless they have really good anti, we're probably going to the 3rd map. Because I think Sentinels most likely lose Abyss. Probably like a 60-40. Liquid probably got one of the best Abysses at the moment other than DRX. And then we got Lotus and Pearl, which just looks so rough for Liquid. I can't see them winning this. I reckon this will happen. I reckon it will be Lotus and then Pearl is here. Not that Sentinels had the best Pearl ever, but I think that Liquid's Pearl didn't look good enough. Actually, let's have a little look. Where do we rate Sentinels Pearl? We said B+. Okay, that should be good enough. And then we're going to go over towards a 3rd map. I think both of these teams might want a 3rd map. I feel like Liquid for sure wants Split as the 3rd map. And then Sentinels have a chance to curveball and go Fracture or Bind, where I think that they would win. So when I look at that, I think unless Sentinels mess up the veto, they're probably going to be favored for the 3rd map because it will be Fracture or Bind. So I'm going to go with Sentinels here just because of the map pool. I don't think you can get that far in this tourney with 3 bad maps. And unless Pearl goes through and Liquid's Pearl actually looks a lot better, then I have some faith in them. And honestly, they've been able to fix maps pretty fast in the past. But until I see that, I can't have faith that they're going to do it. So I'm going to go with Sentinels. So I think I'm doing like DRX is an underdog here. Trace is an underdog. G2 probably overdog. Sentinels probably overdog. So we're kind of like half and half here. Let me know in the comments what I got wrong. I've probably at least got 50% of them wrong. I imagine with how things are going. Excited for the games either way though. Excited for the games. For sure, tomorrow's gonna be a banger. DRX Vitality, EDG G2. Let me know in the comments what you think is my worst pick'em here. Which one am I for sure wrong on? And I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in a little bit.